Hello again. Welcome to the continuing video series on attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, brought to you by Megatech Incorporated. Megatech Incorporated provides technological treatments for persons with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Megatech Incorporated are the makers of the attention deficit hyperactivity treatment game called Cups and Balls. Please refer to attentiondeficitdisordergame.com for your free use of the game. This game provides therapeutic benefit for the enhancement of persons' ability to focus and attend. In this session, we're looking at what are the causes of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. We're not quite sure what all the causes are. Scientists are not sure what all causes attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Many studies suggest that genes play a large role. Like many other conditions, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder probably results in a combination of factors. In addition to genes, researchers are looking at the possible environmental factors that may also contribute to the development of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. So the multiple causes that we're looking at are these genetic factors, but on some levels, some people with brain injuries also have symptoms of ADHD. And there's also some behavioral causes that further develop ADHD, some social environmental causes, nutritional causes, and we'll look at some neurological theories that may contribute to the attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Let's start with the genetics. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder can be an inherited condition from our parents. Genes are the blueprint for who we are. Results from several international studies of twins show that ADHD often runs in families. Researchers are looking at several genes that may make people more likely to develop the disorder. Persons with brain injuries and suffer with injuries in that way frequently show behaviors similar to those with ADHD. However, only a small number of persons with ADHD suffer with brain injuries. Persons with ADHD behaviors seem to respond well to the structure and support of a consistent daily scheduled routine. ADHD may also be caused by some who have not experienced structure as an infant or a young child. Some may have learned these behaviors through lack of discipline or lack of structure in their environment. Other causes are environmental factors. Some studies suggest a potential link between cigarette smoking and alcohol use during pregnancy. Preschoolers exposed to lead have had higher risks of ADHD behaviors. Impoverished environments in the early years may also result in some with ADHD behaviors and symptoms. Most recent research has indicated the possibility of overstimulation and high-frequency sensory input within contemporary culture, also contributing to some ADHD. Let's look now at some nutritional potential factors that may cause some ADHD symptoms. Many studies have pointed to the possibility that some foods have a propensity to ADHD, or at least exacerbate some of the ADHD symptoms. The idea that sugar causes ADHD or makes symptoms worse is a popular notion, but most research discounts this theory than supports it. Other research has focused attention to food additives such as artificial color, preservatives, MSG, that also increase ADHD activity. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder also has a low neurological brain activity. This results in the person overcompensating with hyperactive behaviors in order to bring his neurological state up to a more functional level. That's why stimulants tend to work well and reduce some of the symptoms. Sensory integration theory also shows improvements by increasing more structured sensory stimulation and assist in the focus and attending with that input. Other neurological theories propose other ways in which ADHD increases and reduces in symptoms. When a normal child tries to read or concentrate, he increases the amount of beta waves in certain parts of his brain. And we measure these beta waves through EEG machines and imaging, brain scan imaging. ADHD children really don't increase their beta wave activity during this time. Instead of increasing beta wave activity, they increase theta wave activity. The daydreaming part of the brain wave, that's the theta wave. That means that where other children are concentrating very hard to complete their certain task, children with ADHD are drifting off and daydreaming with their theta wave activity. So the use of neurofeedback in reformatting the brain and behaviorally practicing exercises with neurofeedback exercises shows some improvement in attending and focus and restructuring the formats of the brain. Now, know that the causes of ADHD are individualized. An individual assessment from an experienced clinician who has experience in ADHD should evaluate the functional cause for an individual person in order to determine the appropriate treatment approach for them. There is not one identifiable cause, so finding the best theory for the individual assists the development of treatment planning that is fitting and right for them. Other contributing factors that may increase or reduce the symptoms of ADHD include the available amount of resources to the person. The more resources available to them, the more they'll benefit from. And the level of structure in their life, the better that they will be able to benefit from. And the degree of health and exercise programs, the degree of stability of the family, peers, and support networks, the degree that school and agency supports work together for supporting the client, all shows improvements in ADHD symptoms, or if these aren't available, further contributes to further ADHD symptoms. Also, the ability to structure even formal recreation, leisure, and community activity. That's an important part of the process. Availability of participation in team sports or self-discipline activity, maybe such as karate. Those things available also assist, and without availability, then further contribute to the ADHD symptoms. Please visit the other companion trainings in this continued series on attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. We will be covering the symptoms of ADHD. We just did the causes of ADHD. We'll talk about how to diagnose ADHD and how to then treat it. We'll also want to understand other coexisting conditions that are associated with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. We want to look at technological therapeutic games for the treatment of ADHD and the beneficial effects of the game Cups and Balls to persons who have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Thank you for your time and attention. Please go to attentiondeficitdisordergame.com for your free use of the game. This game provides therapeutic benefit for the enhancement of persons' ability to focus and attend. Megatech is committed to improving the quality of lives of persons with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Megatech will continue to provide these technological therapeutic games free of charge to anyone and at all times. Thank you for your time.